Pro Tunes.
Hey, how about a story? Cool.
It's story time. Story time. Once upon a time on a big ball called Tatooine. No, I'm just kidding. This story takes place on a big blue ball called Earth. Now, this story takes place 11 years ago or so. Something like that. Let's just say roughly grade 6. Now, in this moment in time, this must have been late in the year because the warm weather was already here. And I decided that I was going to do my homework outside. And at this moment in time, I lived in a house that had a small cement platform as a porch and then a 2-step staircase right in front. Now, the homework that I was doing, if I remember correctly, was pretty chill. I think it might have been English and I had to write something. Anyway, so I decided to take my stuff outside. I had me a pencil, I had me a little book thingy full of paper to write stuff in. And it was kind of windy outside. So when I was doing my homework, the pages started like flying around and stuff a little bit, but not to worry, I just kind of held my hand on the pages to keep it still. Now, for whatever reason, I decided to put my pencil down. Can't really remember why, but if I remember correctly, the wind pushed my pencil in the gap between the stairs and the porch. And now this space was big enough that I can put my twiggy arms between the staircase and the cement platform. Now, I for one am not a person of waste, so I was not going to let this pencil go. There was still life left on it too, so I was actually going to try to go after it. Now, this pit was pretty deep. These blocks that created a staircase were pretty big, so I slid my arm in, and I couldn't reach it. I could just not get it, so I knew I had to slide it in a little more, and that I did. But what happens next is kind of interesting, because my arm got stuck. My arm was wedged in there, and I couldn't really move my arm too much. And having my arm between 2 cement blocks, having both a rigid texture, was not fun, and I knew getting my arm out was going to be tricky. Not to mention my other arm was occupied looking after my paper book thingy, so it doesn't fly around in the wind. After a while, I was low-key panicking, and I started having catastrophizing thoughts. Like, maybe somebody's going to have to saw my arm out, and everybody in my court would be looking at me, trying to figure out what's going on. And I didn't want to have to holler after my parents or my brother because they were in the house, and I'd have to be yelling and stuff. So I thought to myself, I'm probably going to have to do this Band-Aid style. You just gotta rip it off. Or I mean, yank it out. Yank it out. So, I basically committed to this idea, but one thing's for sure, I was not going to do it without that pencil. So I dug around in there the best that I could, and I got it. And I took a deep breath, and I did what I had to do. I yanked my arm out with the pencil, and it was not comfortable. My arm had scratches going down it as if a cat was attacking me or something, and my arm came out a little bit pink. But hey, I got my pencil back, until the wind blew it back in the hole and... I'm just kidding, that didn't happen, I was smarter than that. But anyway, that's the story of when I got my arm stuck. Peace and love.